What's going on, everybody? My name is Graffiti, and yes, you were the title right. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make your own red versus blue map in 2021. I think this is personally the best way to make a red versus blue map, and it was enjoyable. So if you guys do enjoy this video, please don't forget to leave a like down below and subscribe if you guys are new, and let's get into it. Alrighty, so once you are in your creative hub, of course, you want to make a new map. I'm going to make it as... I'm going to just use the grid island. And then, of course, red versus blue. Alright, and once you're in your map, you're going to firstly go into the settings. So that way, of course, it's easy. Teams, you can put this to custom. It'll be easier that way. And then team size, split evenly. Spawn limit, infinite. Total rounds, this is up to you. I would probably have it on 3. Time limit, you want to put this on a large amount of time. Probably not 120 minutes, but 30 minutes is enough. Last inning ends game, make sure that's off. Join in progress. Spectate, you actually want to have that on spectate, because for the tutorial, we're actually going to have that off. And then elimination score, this is up to you. I'm going to put it as 3 and 1. And then settings, this is up to you, but there's going to be a few things. Shields, make that up to 100. You can change it if you want. Infinite ammo on, infinite resources on. Creative, you actually want to switch this to Battle Royale for the harvest style. And then building can destroy environment. Make sure this is off, or that it says no. And then environmental damage, make sure that says off. And then structure damage, make sure that says enemy and self-build. And yeah, if you want to change anything else, you can. Alright, now we're going to start with the making of our map. Firstly, we want to go down to galleries, and you can click on whichever one you want, but you want to get to the obstacle course galleries. And for the tutorial, we're going to use the obstacle course gallery for blue. You want to grab the second one here. You want to grab the second floor here. And then you want to grab the door, the second one here. And then you want to go to the red one and do the same one. So second one, and then the door, which is the second one. And then I'm gonna actually choose this black one for the spawn point of where you would spawn firstly. And then we're gonna grab the second wall and the second floor, which I'm gonna use it over here because I like this floor better. All right, now set up your spawn point. I like making mine a 3 by 3. And just do this. Place down the 4 spawn pads as well, which you'll find in devices. You can use 4. And make sure they say pre-game only. That's the only setting you will need to change. You don't need to do anything because this is just going to be in the pre-game. And then you want to make a second box kind of like this, except you want to make it a 5 by 4. So 4 wide and 5 long, or 6 long, 5 by 6. Now really the last 2 will be up 1 level, or you can have it on the same level. I'm going to put it up a level, so that way it does not get in the way of anything. And then I'm going to put down the floors up here. And I'm just going to put 3 more, so that way we can put our settings here. This is going to be the area for our settings. This last row is going to be the area for our settings. and then blam. You got your primary spawn point. So this time you want to grab 16 spawn pads. As such, and just place them on down. Alright, so the settings that we're going to be doing for the spawn pads will be enable during phase, gameplay only, uses item start, visible during games, turn that off, and make sure priority group is on primary, and then you can put disable when receiving from, hit the back arrow twice, so that it says 149, and then when players spawn, transmit on 150. You're going to do this for every single spawn pad you see. Of course, I'm going to speed it up, but yeah, that's what you want to do. Alrighty, so now, since we're done with the spawn pads over there, we are actually going to make our red versus blue first. Now, I would recommend making it pretty big, considering that it's a red versus blue map. So I'm probably going to make it a 30 by 20. Then you want to delete this middle one, and this is where you will place... Sorry, this is where you will place your door. And then all you want to do is just copy the floor, place it on top. Now you got most of your blue side, but now we have to do the wall, which is going to take the long part. I'm going to make sure this is pretty fast, but I'm going to make it 20 high, so... let's see. Now you want to select that and just copy and paste it all around it. Now we're all good. So since it is only 30 long, I'm actually going to select 3 rows. That way it'll equal 90. And then we're just going to copy it. Get out of here. We're just going to copy it. Oh my god, I'm losing frames. Oh my god. Bring it all the way to the top, and we're just gonna go across. Then we can just get rid of this last row. And then blam, there's your blue side. Now we're gonna do the red side. I'm gonna just skip this part, but it's the same exact thing on the blue side. Same length, same width, but I'm just gonna speed through it all. And then blam, here's your red versus blue arena. You can make it bigger if you want, of course, but yeah. Now to move on to the setting, okay? Firstly, you want to get a class designer and a class selector, and then you will get an attribute trigger, and you also want to get a regular trigger, okay? But firstly, you're going to place this single trigger down right here, and we'll go through the settings now. Alright, so the settings for this will be activate on game start. So activate on game phase, game start. Trigger sound and trigger VFX. Turn those off because we don't really need to hear them. And then when triggered, transmit on channel 149. If you guys remember, that was the disabled. This channel would disable the player spawns. Now we're gonna move on to the teams. Alright, so go ahead and place down your class selector, and here are the settings. Class to switch to, make sure that's on 1. Team to switch to is 1. Time to switch, instant. Respawn player on switch, make sure this is on yes, this is important. And then size of volume, make sure this is on, I'm going to put this on 10 meters, so that way it fills up this general area. Volume visible in game, you can turn that on. I actually have it on so that people can see it. Visible in games, turn that off. That's the base thing right here. And then asset color, make sure this is the team color. So team color, enable during phase, turn that to none. Activation audio and zone audio, you can just turn those off. And the channel right here. All right, and then scroll down here, and then we're gonna switch disable when receiving from. We're gonna make sure that is on 11. Skip over this one, and then change player to team when receiving from channel 1. When class switch, transmit on channel 1. And when team switch, transmit on channel 1. And then to get the color, you want to do this. Now really quickly, I do want to do this, which is the team settings and inventory. Probably want to have 2 of those for the 2 teams. Team name, you can put whatever you want. Team 1, team color, I'm going to put this on red, orange. Default class identifier 1. And then also you want to probably turn on instant reload. This is an option, but this just reloads the weapon for you without having to actually go through the entire process of reloading. That's that. And do the same for this one. Channel, but this one's going to be team 2. Team color, I'm going to have it on awkward. Nah, I'm going to put it on sky blue. Yeah, there we go. Default class identifier 2. And then instant reload on. Now also you want to get a 2 class designers. And you just want to go through the settings. Class name, doesn't really matter. Class identifier 1. I'm going to put class name as 1 now as well. Visible during games, no. And yeah, that's it. And then you just want to copy that. And then switch it to 2 and 2. So that's that. I'm gonna just cover this up so that you can't see it on the map. Alrighty. See, now this is red. Alright, and now it's going to be time for the trigger aspect. Pop it on down, and here are the settings. Times can trigger, make sure this is on 1. Transmit every X triggers. This is how many players can walk into the zone, and for a 16 player match, probably want to put it on 8. Trigger sound and trigger VFX, turn that off. Trigger when receiving from channel 1, and when triggered, transmit onto channel 11. And that's it for the trigger. We're actually going to be copying this, so make sure you copied every setting. The next one is going to be the attribute trigger. Alright, and now for the attribute trigger, we're going to have check for class 1, scroll on down, listen to channel 150, so that's when the players spawn, and then if all checks are valid, transmit onto channel 1. Alright, and then all you want to do is copy these and bring them over that they're open here. And then you're going to change class to switch to and team to switch to 2. Scroll on down to this one. Disable when receiving from channel 12. Change player to team when receiving from channel 2. When class switch to, transmit on channel 2. And this one is also going to be channel 2. So now this is blue as well. We're going to come over here, go to the modified options, and then we're going to just change the channels. We're not going to change anything else. Trigger when receiving from channel 2, and when triggered, transmit onto channel 12. Come over to the attribute trigger, check for class, make sure this is on 2, and if all checks are valid, transmit onto channel 2. So now we're going to go on to So after you switch teams, you are actually going to respawn, correct? So you walk into it, you die, and then you're going to respawn on the team. So since team 2 is team blue, or the color blue, we'll come over to the blue team, and we are going to place down 8 spawn pads. Settings for this player spawn pad will be this. Enable during phase, make sure this is on none. Team, since it's on team blue, we're going to have this on team 2. Use design start, no. Visible during games, no. Enable during phase, enable when receiving from channel 150. That's going to be the same for all of these, so I'm just going to speed through it. Alright, now we're going to go over to the red team. And we're going to place down also 8 spawn pads. And the settings will kind of be the same, except, of course, you want to change the team to team 1, and the settings will be the same. Did I not switch to the team, or is this thing just glitched? And that is kind of all you need to do for this. So now we're going to test it, alright? Start the game. We're going to spawn in the area that we placed with this black area. Don't know why the zones aren't showing up. Might want to switch visible in game to on. Oh, yeah. Enable during phase. Make sure that's on all, not none. Make sure that enable during phase is on all. Do the same for this one. This should be hard. That's it. And then I'm just going to place the walls. Alright, now it should work. But firstly, you actually want to get one more class selector. So I'm actually going to add something really quickly, and it's going to be the third team. So that way, when you spawn, you don't actually go to a random all activation off, no audio. So that way, because when you spawn here and you switch to team 3, you will actually be able to go into either one of the 2 zones. And if I was already on team 1 or team 2 and I spawned, and then let's say if I was on team 1 and I wanted to stay on team 1 and respawn, if I went into it, it wouldn't affect me, it wouldn't respawn me. So being on team 3 allows me to switch to either team. And that's all you need to do for the settings entirely, and that's it. Oh, and one more thing you might want to add is a mutator zone. Come over here, place down a mutator zone. This is going to make it so that you can't pickaxe each other when you spawn down there. Make sure allow wooden fires, no. Allow building, no. Done with. Put this to this. Make sure it covers your entire spawn area right here. 6 looks good enough for me. Actually, so we're at 5 and 10 on height 2, and then that's all you need to change. Then it should cover the entire area of this. Yes. So now we are going to test it now. So you spawn here. Not sure what team I'm on though, but who cares? And then I'm going to go onto team 2. Going to respawn on the blue side, and then that's all you need to do. Now I'm gonna go through the weapons. You can make whatever weapons you want. Oh, there's actually gonna be one last thing that we need to add, which is the barrier that allows you to not go into the opposite team's area. So if I was on team 2 and then I went over to the team 1 area, I would die if I touched it. So you just want to go in and get the damage volume, place that down. Zone visible during games, no. Zone width, don't really need to change anything except for damage tick rate 1 second, selected team 1, effects team, all but selected. You want to make that only selected. Selected class 1, effects class only selected. Alright, or class 1. And then that's all you need to do for that. Enable effects, this is your choice. But that's it. And then do the same for this one, except make sure it is on team 2 this time. That does not allow team 2 to come in this area. Damage tick rate 1 second. Selected team 2. Blam and blam. And now, if team 2 wanted to walk in here, they would die instantly. Now I'm going to go through the weapons. Since we're done with all the settings, I'm actually going to grab the vending machine. And this is where the weapon part comes in. You can give them whatever weapons you want. Both weapons same sides, and blam, there's your red vs. blue map. You are finally done. You can start the game. Get this. Come over here for team 2. Walk on in. On team 2. Grab your weapons. As you can see, it works. And also the instant reload that I was talking about. You shoot it, and then you can press your reload button, and then you don't even have to go through the reload process. Reload. The death barrier doesn't affect me, but if I will go to the red team, it would then kill me. That is the last setting you might want to change, is when eliminated players' items keep. Eliminated players' items keep. And then where's the respawn time? I want to change the respawn time. 5 seconds, 3 seconds. That way it's just a bit faster. And then now you have your own red vs blue map in 2021. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, please subscribe and like the video. And if you guys want more tutorials, let me know down in the comments below, and see you in the next one.